And we are live. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Jason Hebert Live. We have for you tonight another interview with the loved ones of a missing person. If you're not familiar with the channel, what we do here is we go directly to the source, interviewing the loved ones of either missing persons and or unsolved crimes, and trying to help spread awareness is our main goal, with hopefully a final goal of helping bring them home, or at the very least helping these families get some kind of closure. As you can probably see, we have a live chat, so the show is interactive. You get to not just listen to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about list the details. You get to hear it directly from the families, and you get to ask them questions in the chat and try to actually help solve these cases and help bring closure to people who really, really need your help. Hello to everybody in the chat: Casey, Jennifer, Barb, Luis, Shiva, Megan, One Up. Hello, everybody. Chris, we have quite a few people here. Chris, let's go. And then we have our Chris Simon. A lot of you guys know her. She's a co-host often. Laura, Indigo. We got about 50 people or so coming in. So give it another minute or so before we start to get into it to let notifications go out. More people come in. Luis Harrow asks, "Where's my beard?" I know I got rid of it, guys. Sorry. Anthony said the same thing. Who's Anthony? Anthony is sitting right next to me. We have our first live actual co-host. So everybody, actually, he goes by Tony more often. So, right, you want to go by Tony?
Tony.
All right. This is my friend, Tony Millis. What's up, brother?
Friends. And it's good to be here. Good to help out and just be a part of things. I feel awesome. Great.
Tony is, I'll back up a little because we can't really see it. Tony is pretty well, one of my best friends, and he kind of saw what we're doing here. He watches almost every show, and he said, "Hey, that's awesome. I'd like to help out." I said, "Absolutely, man. We can use all the help we can get." So he's going to help co-host, and as you guys know, I bring a lot of co-hosts on. It helps kind of round out the information. It just helps with thoroughness. So thanks for joining us, my friend. I love you, and let's get going. So we got about 60 people here. We can kind of get started. Melissa, Elizabeth, everyone's saying hi to you. I don't know if you can see. Let me make sure you can see here. I know you probably can't read too good, but we got Chris. This is my buddy Chris. Okay, all right, everybody. So let me kind of go over some of the details of the case real quick. I don't. If you're familiar with the show, I used to kind of write out these long scripts and stuff, but it's better hearing it from them than me because they just end up repeating a lot of it. So let me give you guys the very basic. Tonight's subject is Mariano Funes, who has gone missing. We have his sister Victoria on today to kind of tell his story in the hopes that someone who knows something will come forward. So let me go over kind of the basic info really quick, and then we will bring on his sister to kind of help round it out. So 36-year-old Mariano Medina Funes was last seen in Jacinto City, Texas on December 31st, 2019. Mariano was wearing a gray hoodie, a black shirt, gray Rocket Team sweatpants, and white and red tennis shoes. He has multiple tattoos, which we will bring you some pictures of, including that of the Versace symbol with wings tattooed on his neck. He also has a bullet hole tattooed behind his left ear. Victoria tattooed his sister's name on his right shoulder blade area. Matilda tattooed on his left hand that are among his other multiple tattoos. Mariano has a scar near his right eye, and he also has his hair in a ponytail typically. If you have seen Mariano Funes since his reported disappearance, or if you know of his current whereabouts, or if you have any information whatsoever regarding Mariano's disappearance, please call the Jacinto City Police Department. I think I'm saying that correctly. Jacinto, not Jacinto, at 713-672-2455. Or call Texas EquiSearch at 281-309-9500. We will go over that again, as well as providing you the information of his family, which is who you want to get the information to. You can send things to me, and people do all the time, but the important thing is getting it to the family and the authorities. But tonight we have Mariano's sister, Victoria, on. Victoria, I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, and just say I'm so sorry for what you're going through. We're here for you. We're going to do everything we can to try to help bring him home.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for your help.
Oh, absolutely. Do you want to start by maybe just tell us a little bit about Mariano, and then lead us into the days before his disappearance, what we do know?
Well, he's now 37. He was born on July 11th. He does have a mental disability. He's a very friendly person, very lovable.
Okay.
I
know it's hard if you need a minute.
You would think that as the days go by, it gets easier, but it doesn't. It does not get easier. It's going to be a year since he disappeared. December 31st of 2019. He was going to meet up with, I guess, a friend. I had never heard of this person until the day of. So he was going to go meet up with him. I don't know for what. He does not drive. Well, he knows how to drive, but he doesn't have a vehicle. So we really don't know how he got to the house of this person or where he went, which is in Pasadena. Footage that police has is that he got in a vehicle with two African Americans, but I don't know them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what or why he went anywhere to meet the friend that he went to meet.
Okay, and anyone, you don't happen to have headphones, do you? Because now your mic is picking me up, so it's going to get, if you don't, it's okay. I can just mute you while I talk, but there'll just be a little delay. No, okay. So you'll see I'll have to mute you while I talk. It's not a big deal. But just so you know why I'm doing it, like, hey, why is he muting me? So anything we talk about, any names that are brought up, anything like that, I just want to make something clear, whether it's myself, Tony, or Victoria, we're not making any hard accusations. We don't do this on this show. It's just simply family members trying to piece together what they know to find their loved ones. So anyone mentioned, again, it's all alleged. There's no accusations. But do you want to go into anything that you do know, whether it be like a name or what they were? I think you said you don't know what they were going to do. What do we know anything about this guy at all?
The name of the guy that he went to meet, I know his name is Esteban Soto. That's all I know. Going into my brother's Facebook, I do see him as a friend. I did receive a phone call from, I believe, his cousin. Her name is Irene. I think I received a call from her like in mid-January, and she called and asked if my brother was still missing. And well, I really didn't feel comfortable answering any questions, so I gave her the lieutenant's phone number. But I did ask her what was the reason of the question, and she said that her cousin was missing as well. But I don't know if there's a missing persons report with this guy or if there's not.
Wow. So, okay. So she messaged you asking if he's still missing because her cousin's missing. Do we know the update on that? Is her cousin also still missing? Do we know?
I honestly do not know. And she called me. She called my number. I think at that point I had made some flyers with like a Google Voice number, and she called that number and asked those questions. But I really did not follow up with her. I've looked for him to see if I find him into like missing persons report, or if a family member has put anything, like in my case, I share my brother's picture, his flyer a lot. But I haven't seen anything on him.
Huh. Okay. All right, Anthony, I want to make sure you get some questions in as well.
Did he have a girlfriend or anything like that?
He had been with a lady. They've been living together for over a year. At the time that this happened, she was in Mexico. I believe a week prior, her sister had passed away, and she went to for funeral.
Okay, so she wasn't in town when this happened, or even in the country. So I understand there's like some footage that's out there. Where are you leaning with all this? Let's go over the footage, how we got that, what the footage shows, and then you can kind of go over. Obviously, we don't know, but what direction you're kind of thinking is heading in.
Well, where he lived, or where he lived at that time, it's in Jacinto City. and the apartments have cameras, so they could see where he gets in the vehicle that night. It was maybe around I think around 7 o'clock or 6:30. I can't recall the exact time, but he gets in the vehicle, and you can see that it's like I think it was like a white Cadillac that he gets in, and one of the guys gets off, and he gets in the front of the vehicle, in the front passenger side.
Okay. And I apologize if there's like little slight delays. That's me making sure I hit the mute, just so you know. Okay. So that's all we know on the footage. So where is that footage from? I'm sorry. I was kind of going through the pictures. How was that footage obtained, and where is the camera located?
That's from the apartment complex where he lived. And well, I went with the sergeant. I actually spent a couple of days with the sergeant going around places trying to figure out to see if I could help in any way. And that's the reason I know, because I was actually there with him whenever he got the footage.
Okay. So we have a question from the chat. Elizabeth Gibbs asks, has the detective said anything in regards to the other guy that's missing? I know the police, a lot of times they don't give you a ton of info. Sometimes they don't give anything, depending on how the investigation is going. But what if I'll add to Elizabeth's question. What have the police said about him, or just in general? What have they told you so far?
They really haven't said anything. They just tell me that they can't really give me much information because it could throw off the case. But they don't tell me anything. They don't really say much at all.
Okay. Anthony, do you want to get this question? We have a question from Shelly Schwartz.
Shelly Schwartz would like to know if the cousin is the guy he was meeting.
So he was. What she means is he was going to meet someone. Is that the one? Is the one who's missing who he was going to meet, or is it just unrelated at all?
No, they're not related at all. I don't even know who that guy is.
Okay. So it sounds like we don't know a ton. Have you managed to, or tried to at all? Have you talked to any of his friends? Have you went through other than the girlfriend, of course, do you have any access to his social media where you can see any of his messages, and anything along those lines?
I did at one point. I did have an old phone of his, which basically is how I got the address to where he was last at, because I was able to get into his Google Maps to see what he did that whole day. But there's really nothing that in his social media. I guess that the guy he went to meet is a person that he worked with a while back. But there's really not much, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you still are in possession of his phone, I'm assuming. You still have it, you said, or?
No, that was turned into the police.
Okay. So, all right, let's see. So Laughing Hawk asks, what happened with the phone call to the girlfriend where he tells her he's in trouble and says they're going to kill him? So he's familiar with the case. And so why don't we go over that? I think it was you that overheard that, right? What exactly happened there?
Well, see, that night he called me, I think around 5 or 6. We spoke. I can't recall the exact times right now in my head, but we spoke, and obviously it was New Year's Eve. He asked me I think I asked him in the morning if we were going to pop fireworks with my kids. He calls me around, I think, I don't remember the time, but it was already like 5 or 6. And he confirmed that, yes, we were going to pop fireworks. He asked me where was I going to be. I said we were going to be at church. So around 9:30, I believe, his girlfriend calls me and she tells me that my brother's in trouble. And I asked, what do you mean? What kind of trouble? And she said, well, I called him to let him know that I was already going to get to the apartment where they live. And he basically told her, I guess, screaming, I'm in some kind of trouble. I got myself in a problem. And she told him, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm letting you know that I'm already going to get home. And he started screaming, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. That's all I know about the phone call. I didn't hear that. I think if the call would have been to me, I would have called the police right away, and maybe that he wouldn't be missing.
Right. And Victoria, I just want to say you're doing an amazing job representing him. And I know he's proud of you. And if you need a minute to step off camera, by all means, we have a very supportive community here. They understand, they know. So if you need to step off camera or something, you absolutely can. I just want you to know that. So we have a few questions in the chat. So did he have any, do you want to go over, did he have any money on him? Do you know, wallet, ID, and anything along those lines? What did he have on him? Let me rephrase it that way.
From what I know, the day that on the first, whenever I went to the house and into his apartment, there was in the front, in the sofa, there was a fireworks that he was supposed to pop with my kids. In the table was his wallet, his passport. So he didn't have an ID or a driver license. The only thing he would carry around was his wallet and his passport. It was the 31st. Looking into his bank account, his account was overdrawn with the purchase of the fireworks, so he didn't have any money on him, and he didn't receive any funds until maybe like the 3rd because of the disability that he would receive. So he didn't, from my guess, he didn't have anything.
And I'm assuming, obviously, that money's never been touched or anything, right? You've looked into that, the money that he got in the 3rd.
I honestly, I think by around the 10th of January, I did let the Social Security Administration know that he was missing, so they would cancel any funds from going in. But I did wait to see if someone would use the card, hoping that, transactions would lead us anywhere. But no, the money was there.
Okay. So also, I have someone. His name is One Up in the chat. We have a lot of people that try to help out in various ways, and I'm sure you'll hear from some of them. But One Up has really good capabilities of accessing cameras and things like that. So if something needs to be like enhanced or something, we can ask if he can try to maybe do that to help. So I'm saying that to kind of lead into Louise Haraway's question, who asks, could the police from the CCTV get the license plate, car registrations plate, know who it is? Can you kind of go over those details? Is it not visible at all?
From what I could see, it's not visible. If that person is actually interested in helping, I believe I have a copy of a little scene of the surveillance video. I think it's a very, very small, and I really don't know if you can even see the plates. I just know that it's a white Cadillac, and I know that the rims on the vehicle, if I'm not mistaken, are white.
Okay, so the plate is really small, so it's possible maybe if we could get someone with good video skills, they can enhance that, and we can look into that, you think?
Possibly, yes.
One Up. Oh, he's right there. Okay, here he is. I can't promise anything, but I will do my best to help. Sorry to kind of throw you out there, One Up. He's always trying to help. I'm always like volunteering him without asking him, but he's an awesome guy. So I'm sure he doesn't mind. So feel free. Okay, so he says to give you his information. yeah, he can access things, and I don't know how he is like with enhancing and all that, but if he can, we can always, if we can get the footage, bring it to someone who can. Maybe we can get that plate and take it from there. I mean, that could be huge, right?
Definitely.
Okay, that's a good step, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, let me try to pull a question from the chat. We'll have you. You can ask one, Anthony. I want to make sure. So I don't know what that means. She was in. Okay, Laughing Ox says that the girlfriend was in Mexico for her sister's funeral. She did go over that. Laughing, thank you. Okay, so Shelly, like, you want to go over that real quick? She's like searching. So Shelly's asking if there's any, if there's been any searches done, and I'll add on that. So have any searches been done? Where has been searched? And if anybody wants to help you search or to put together anything, do you want to go over any ideas you'd have for that, or how they could contact you or anything like that if people want to do some searches and help out?
I don't. I know that the police told me that they went to search the house on the 31st where his phone was tracked. But I don't know how. Not that I don't believe law enforcement, but I don't know how true that is, because I did go with the lieutenant to that house, I believe, like 2 weeks after his disappearance, and supposedly it was a vacant house that they had just moved in that day of the 31st, but his phone tracked in there. The lieutenant kept on telling me that maybe somehow Google miscalculated the locations, but in the Google Maps, it tracks, like I said, it tracks everywhere that he went. And before he headed to that house, there's his phone tracked at a gas station, and there's footage of the gas station where that car that picked him up parks in the parking lot, and the mail gets off. So I don't believe that the locations are not accurate. So I really don't know if they did go to the house and search that day.
Okay, and so, and you said you see him, he gets out. Is his face clear in the footage? The guy that gets out?
That I did not see that footage. I'm trying to remember. I probably do have I'm trying to remember what was given to me. Right now that I said I do not recall seeing the person. I actually do recall seeing the guy. How clear it is, it's not that clear. But I can see that he's an African American and he's bald.
About what age are we talking? Are we talking 20s, 30s, 40s?
I would say mid-30s, possibly in his 40s.
Okay. Wow. So what are you thinking about everything? This is kind of crazy. There's not a ton to go on, but
yeah, there's not a lot to go on.
I think if we could find that, if we could pull up that footage, then we have
footage
Gray Hughes, or like,
huge.
do you know anyone that has any capabilities with picture enhancement and stuff like that?
I have some sources I could totally reach out to, and I would definitely, see what I can do.
Or if we can zoom in on the face and see if we can
Yeah.
get that clear. I mean, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know if we. Yeah, well, we'll see.
It's just a matter of
I'm just trying. I'm sorry. I have like 15 things going on in my head at once. I'm just trying to think. So we have. I don't know. So there's a question that keeps getting asked. I don't know if it's the same person asking it. Here, could he have left because he found? They keep putting in quotations "true love." I don't know if that means something. Do you know what they're? Okay.
I have no idea what that means. I know that he was super in love with this lady that he was with. I don't. Anybody that knows my brother knows that he would never ever leave us like that. He's in love with my kids. He would check on my mom every single day. He would come to my house. He moved close to me. I think the apartment was like 10, not even 10 minutes away from us. Anytime that my mom wouldn't answer the phone, I would call him and I would be like, hey, have you talked to mom? Have you gone check on her? And he would come automatically over here. So no, I really don't. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't just leave to leave.
Has the authorities talked to this woman at all?
From what I know, yes. I don't have communication with her as much anymore. I do have her on Facebook and we say hi once in a while, but we really don't talk much.
And I'm assuming, sorry about that. I'm assuming she just basically says, I miss him. I love him. I don't know where he is. Stuff like that, right? She doesn't really know anything, obviously.
From what she tells me now, she doesn't know anything.
Okay. And we have a lot of people asking if there could possibly be any drug usage involved. I don't know if you want, you can go over that if there is at all. And I don't know if you want to go into any of the specifics of his developmental issues. If you feel that it'll help find him for anyone in any way. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you think it could help, do you want to go into if there's any drug usage and his developmental issues?
He would smoke marijuana. He wouldn't. I know that he was clean for the past 6 months.
Clean from the marijuana? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Like to me, I don't consider that anything big, but I guess some people do. I don't know. So anything other than marijuana or just the?
No, just that. He would take medicine for. He has schizophrenia. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly.
Okay.
But he would take his medicine just because, I guess he would overthink. But he had depression that he was fighting with. But I mean, in the past year, he had been doing really good. So I really don't think that his disabilities have anything to do with this. Maybe in the part that he was too friendly. I mean, he can see you in the street and he can have a full-blown conversation with you as if he's known you for years. So maybe just trusting too much. I don't know, but he was good. He was doing really good. He would work at night and he would sleep during the day.
Say it again. What'd you say?
And he was definitely still taking his medication?
Good question.
He was.
Schizophrenia.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important. Okay, so he was definitely taking the medication. I will definitely talk to Gray, guys. Me and Gray are going to do some stuff together. We're already talking about it. So a few people telling me to contact him about trying to look into the footage and stuff. We'll definitely do that. Me and Gray have actually been talking. Chris says something important. She says, this is odd. How many white Cadillacs with white rims can there be? Police aren't doing enough. They could put a bolo out for it. I agree. That's I can't imagine there are too many cars like that.
I actually
just a handful, right?
I did go looking for that vehicle around our area, just because earlier during the day on the 31st, he did. I'm guessing he was getting like on Uber to go. He went to buy, I'm guessing groceries, because whenever on the 31st, whenever I went to the apartment, there was fresh food made. He had just cooked. I guess he was waiting for his girlfriend to get there. He had just cooked for her. There was his clothes was clean. He had just washed. From what I see on there, he had gone to a washateria. He had gone to like a liquor store, and the bottle that he purchased, it was in the refrigerator. It was unopened. So I guess he was waiting for his girlfriend in the New Year's to get there. Like I said, the fireworks they were in the sofa. Like he was basically waiting for her. Fresh food, clean clothes, the fireworks.
Okay. And we have a lot of people ask, and this is something that you may not want to answer or at least give too much detail, so don't feel like you have to, but I want to make sure we try to get every question in. A lot of people asking, like, where did he work? What did he do? Was he close with any coworkers? Do you want to go into any of his, like, and then people asking, does he have any side businesses? Do you want to go into any of his work stuff and friends there or anything like that?
Him and his girlfriend worked together at a plastic company. I'm not quite sure the name of it, but I know that they like they would make plastic containers. No side business. It was just basically work at night and just sleep during the day. He would come visit my mom, like I said, every day.
Oh. Sorry, I accidentally turned my camera up. Wrong button. Okay. And yeah, so, someone, Barbara Brown, does mention sometimes when they're smoking weed, it can make medicine not work. She says with her brother, anyways, I think he was dealing with something similar to your brother, what he was dealing with. So, is there any possibility that him smoking could have maybe offset his medicine, and he could be maybe confused somewhere or willingly doing this? You don't think? Huh?
Alcohol as well.
Alcohol as well. Yeah. Is there any possibility of that?
I don't think so. Like I said, he had been clean for about 6 months, so I don't really think.
You did say that. Sorry.
But alcohol, the bottle was unopened. It was just there. And he's not really an alcohol person. He really wouldn't drink, to be honest. I think it was more for his girlfriend.
So Luis Harway says, why did he make food and stuff for his girlfriend if she was at her sister's funeral in Mexico? Is she misunderstanding or what? What's?
No. So her sister passed away a week prior. On the 31st, she was driving back to Houston, and that's whenever basically she called him and let him know that she was getting close to the apartment. So he was waiting for her.
Was his girlfriend due to come home that day? Since he prepared for everything?
Yes.
So was that? So she was in Mexico and she was supposed to come home that day that he went missing. So did she come home soon after he went missing? What's the scenario there? So okay, I was thinking she was there for a while. So this was the same day. And again, no accusations. We're just trying to figure out what happened when. Okay, so the girlfriend comes home that day, or is supposed to. As far as you know, did she come home on time? And how long before or after that did he go missing? What's the situation there?
I don't know what time he was expecting her to get there, but we did say that we were going to meet up at my church, and he told me that he was going to be at my church around 9. But she didn't. He said if she's not here by that time, I'll just Uber over there. He said, don't worry, I'll see you there. So I guess he was probably expecting her to be there before 9. The time I received the phone call from her was actually around 9, maybe 9:15, whenever she told me that he was in trouble and that I should call the police.
One second. I was gonna hit the mute. Okay, so yeah, and Chris asks, 1 second here. Oh, sorry guys, having a tech issue.
She called the police after he got his call.
Yeah, did she call the police after she got his call, or?
No, she called me, so I would call the police.
And yeah, so you had said that had you have gotten that call, you would have called the police instantly, right? Do you? And again, I don't mean to say anything bad, but anyway, but do you question? I mean, did she called you instantly? Do you, as far as you know, she called you right away and told you to call the police, or?
I don't know what time she called him. To be honest with you, But that's the time I got the call. And I mean, even me myself, as soon as she called me, I didn't even think about calling the police right away. I drove to the apartment, and then I called the police. So I was in Channelview whenever she called me. It took me like, gosh, I wouldn't say no more than 10 minutes to get to the apartment. And as soon as I got there, I called the police. So I don't know if maybe her nerves maybe acted like mine. I don't know, but in I know that if I would have gotten that call, that would have been the first thing I would have done. Hey, trace the phone. I just heard my boyfriend. I don't know.
Yeah, and I would say were that to be me in that position, I would probably be keeping very close contact with you right now and making it really a point to make. We got to find him. What's going on? But you said you haven't really talked to her much since.
No, not really.
Wouldn't you, if you were the girlfriend, you'd be like constantly talking to the sister, being like, "I miss him. Where could he be? What's going on?"
Concerned.
Be really concerned, right? I mean, I'm not saying she's not. It doesn't necessarily mean she isn't because she's not talking to the system. You would think she'd be contacting the family, right?
There's going to be a lot of contact, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. And again, if she's listening, I'm assuming she might be because the notifications goes out. We don't mean anything bad by it. We're just trying to figure things out. But you know, if she has anything to say, by all means, we would speak to her as well. We're just trying to help find him. We're not trying to get anyone in any kind of trouble, make anyone look bad. And I'm sure I can't speak for Victoria, but I'm sure that's kind of your thoughts. As long as he comes home, that's what you're concerned about, right? Not trying to get anyone in any trouble, right?
Honestly, it hasn't crossed my mind to think anything against her. At all. Like I said, maybe we all react differently. And I really, even if someone, which my thoughts are that someone took him, even to them, I don't wish them any harm at all. Like in my prayers, I'm like, bless those who have my brother and touch their heart. So he comes home. I really don't wish any bad upon anyone or like think any bad on anyone.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and that shows that you're just a good person. You want everyone to be doing well. And if anybody has any information, guys, as you can see, she's suffering. Please come forward. Never, I say it every show, but never assume that the information is too small or inconsequential to matter, or never assume, oh, I bet Victoria already knows this, so I won't bother telling her. You never know what they do or don't know. Another thing I say all the time is you wouldn't believe how many times it'll be a 5-year-old case, and I'll talk to the family and I'll tell them something I've heard. They've never heard it. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like I would have thought that they would know all this. But so my point is, if you know something, say it. Don't assume. Shelly Swartz asks, how close did he live to Mexico? How close does he live to Mexico?
We're in Houston, so I don't know. I mean, we're in Houston, so it's 9 hours. I really don't know.
Okay. And we have some people. So Kubicek says, I don't think the girlfriend's involved. And yeah, I didn't mean, sorry, guys, if it seemed like I was insinuating that. We're just figuring it out and just, talking about what people have done when. So I didn't mean to be accusatory. So a lot of people saying they don't think she's involved. Understandable. And we're not saying that anybody is. These things are tough. Someone goes missing and the first thing everyone does is looks at everyone around the person. And 99.999% of those people are innocent. They've done nothing, so it's just kind of in like a crappy situation. So it's tough, but we're not accusing anyone. We're just trying to help find him. And I will get this out everywhere I can, Victoria. I'm going to do everything on my end. I know we have a lot of viewers in Texas, so I'm praying someone knows something in the area or something. If you are someone in that area and you want to help, whether it's with search somewhere or you want to put flyers up, whatever, Victoria's information and Mariano's page is linked below. Just go into the description right below the video. It says show more or show all, something like that. You just expand the description and you'll see it there. So if you are in the area, please help. If you know anyone in the area, even if you're not in the area, share this video, share his flyers. That you'll find them on my Facebook, Victoria's Facebook page. To share everything you can. Every set of eyes that you put it in front of could be the set that knows something. You never know, guys. So please. Chris says the answer is in the surveillance footage. I totally agree that could be the possible. So I'm going to do everything I can to get that in front of someone. I will contact One Up and Gray and everyone I can. So it's a good point, Chris. I think that very well could be the case. Don't you think so? I think.
Have you seen the footage?
I haven't. No. But apparently this footage and the license plate's just kind of really small, she thinks. So if you can zoom in and see what that is, you'll know whose car that is. That's the first step. And again, we're not saying those people did anything, but we're just trying to figure out. All we know is who they were with that day. So what do you know? Yeah, it's a piece of the puzzle. Exactly. Barb Brown says you've got a good, loving heart. I think she means that you being a great sister, doing everything you can. Absolutely. Yeah, and you're doing an awesome job, Victoria, too. So I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
Good question from Tracker 3. And again, I don't want to dwell on this, guys, because I don't want it to sound like we're being accusatory. But last question about the girlfriend, because I know she's probably a victim too, suffering. So again, I apologize. We don't mean to. But Tracker 3 did. Oh, wrong thing. Ask if she's moved on. Like, is she with anyone else since he went missing? And again, that's not something you have to answer if you feel like it's too private. But that is a question that was asked.
I have no idea. I have her on social media, but she really doesn't post anything with anyone, to be honest.
Okay. Melissa Morris says only 4 likes on the video. Yeah, is that true? There's only 4 likes. Like the video, guys. It helps get it out so that more people can see it. We've had like 500 people here throughout. We have 100 people here now. So hit the like, guys. That the thumbs up, that helps. Just so you guys know, the way that this works is when you like the video or comment, it tells YouTube that people are engaging with the video. So YouTube says, oh, let's send this out to more people. So, the whole point we do this, guys, is to get it in front of as many people as possible. So if that's true, we only get 4 likes. I can't see where I am, but hit the like button, guys, because that'll help get this out to more. So Rachel Newman asks, has he picked up any, I'm guessing no, but has he picked up any prescriptions since he went missing? Have you looked into that?
Yeah, he has not.
Okay, so he hasn't picked up any. Do you have anything else? So no prescriptions, no. I think we went over. She said no debit card or anything like that's been used. Is there anything else you can think of as to like any signs he could give or what we could trace? And that's most of it, right? Okay, so Watcher on the Wall says, please answer about the phone that pinged. From Victoria said that she found the phone and it hasn't been turned into authorities. But do you want to answer that about a phone? Was there a phone ping?
Well, it has all his Google Maps was on, so it basically tracked everywhere he went that day.
Yes, I guess I missed the question, Watcher. Sorry. Did they find the phone that pinged? Yeah, so they have, Watcher. So Victoria had the phone and she turned it into the authorities. I didn't see the beginning part of the question, guys. Sorry. Alberta Proud asks, did he have 2 phones? Did Victoria have an old one? He had just 1 phone, right?
It was 2 phones. It was an old one. The one that I gave authorities, it was an old phone that was linked to his to everything. So basically, the old phone tracked everywhere that he went that day with his current phone, with his phone that he had. So it was linked with all his Facebook, his bank, any pages that he had open.
Okay. Have you called hospitals, homeless shelters, everything along those lines?
Yeah. I've done the looking for the Don Joe's, but nothing. And I have even called mental places, but they really don't give you information. They basically told me that once a missing person report is placed, that they get that information, but no hospitals.
Okay. you've checked everywhere. We hate to say this, but she did ask, and people bring it up. Have you checked? You said John Doe, so I guess morgues you have, right? Just to be on the safe side.
Yes. We even did a DNA swab as well. I think I spoke to the lieutenant like 3 weeks ago. And he even said it. It's like if the earth swallowed him, but that's not a possibility. A person cannot go missing just without anyone not knowing something. And I know that I don't have much information, unfortunately. If I did, believe me, I would love to share it just to get answers, to get help. But that is the reason that I'm looking everywhere to see who can help, because I know that someone out there has to know. Someone has seen him, something, anything, like you said, anything that, even if it's the smallest thing that I can think it's not going to help, it will help.
And Shiva's girl asked, like, do you have any siblings or parents? I guess just asking about the family. I'm assuming the family has been looking pretty hard for him as well. Do you have any other siblings that are looking, or anyone can contact, anything like that?
We have an older brother. He's out of the country. So basically it's just us two that were here. And like I said, my oldest brother, he's out of the country. He lives out of the country. And my dad passed away 2 years ago. So that's actually the reason why he would be making sure that my mom was fine, coming to see her every day.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, by the way. Okay. We've been getting some questions. A lot of them have been repeated, guys. So if you join later, I don't want to ask her too many of the same things too many times. So I'm not ignoring some of them. It's just that some have been answered. So Shelly Swartz asks, have the local police called an FBI or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. From what I know, no.
Okay. Jason. Okay. So I just want to tell you, because I know it's been tough for you at certain points throughout this. So I just want to prepare you. This is usually like the toughest part of the interview. And I know you've seen a couple, so you probably know what I'm going to ask, but just to give you a little second to, I always do something at the end where you speak directly to them in case they're out there watching. And for whatever reason, we always pray for positive resolution. Maybe he needed to get away for a bit. Got mixed up with something that didn't want to jeopardize you. I mean, who knows? We just hope that there's an answer that leads to some kind of positive resolution. So we do this at the end where if you speak directly to him, if there's any message you want to say to him, you can also include, if you want to also talk to anyone who may know something about where he is or something like that. So do you want to speak directly to him?
Hi, brother. I just want you to know that I miss you so much. It's already going to be a year that I don't know anything about you. And I just miss and love you so much. The kids don't stop asking for you. Mom is really, really, really sad. It's just not the same without you. And if it was the case that for our safety, you can't see us, if we could just know that you're okay. If someone has Mario, please have mercy and let him go. That's all I can say. I really can't say much.
All right, Victoria, thank you. And you're doing an amazing job. That's our hearts go out to you. We were just saying, like, oh man, I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry. And we're going to do everything we can. Obviously, from my end, I always do, but Tony also, right? We're going to do everything we can to spread the word. All your friends.
Everybody share.
absolutely share. I can't even imagine, Victoria, but I promise you have people on your side, not only me and Tony, but everybody in the chat. As you were talking, I was posting everyone. Got tons of people supporting you, so you're not alone in this. So we can't fully understand it, but we can be here for you, and we will be. We're going to do everything we can. Okay. Is there anything? Tony was not sleeping, guys. No, his camera's frozen a couple times. And one time he was blinking, if that's what you guys are referring to. So yeah, no, he's not. He's using his phone. We have different cameras. Is there anything, Victoria, that Tony, myself, or the chat didn't think to ask that you feel is important? We will go over tattoos, so you can do that. But anything else, identifying marks, habits, places he might go, anything that you feel is relevant. Let's take the time to go over that now, since we're getting to the 1 hour mark. So we're going to start winding down. Just want to make sure we don't miss out on any information. So anything you feel is important, let's go over that.
He does have a top grill, but that it would fall off a lot. His top teeth are very damaged. So that's the reason he would wear it, because his top 4 teeth are very damaged. He has a mole under his eye. It's
Is there one on his forehead there too?
Yeah, that's a mole right there too. And I believe his right eye, he has like a scar. He has a birthmark in his back.
I was trying to see if I have any of his back.
No. He does have he has El Salvador tattooed on his back. But no pictures of it. And that's a mole as well, right his nose.
Oh, sorry.
On the other side. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then you guys are seeing it so on his hand. He has quite a few tattoos, it looks like. So anybody watching, please keep an eye on that, because you might. Am I muted? Hang on. No, I'm not muted. Okay. I didn't hear the feedback. So yeah. Victoria is loading. Victoria, can you hear us? I think we lost her. So you have a ton of support, Victoria. You can probably hear us. We can't hear you, though. You're having some kind of tech issue there, but we got through it anyway. So if you are having tech issues, that's okay. Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Let me go over. All of her links are below. If you want to contact, I'm going to put all my information like usual. I'll put Tony's info in case you have a question for him. You're right if I put your page for people to contact you? Okay. So if you can send it to me or Tony, but we do recommend you sending any tips, especially if they're time sensitive, to Victoria or the authorities. That's what's important. Or at the very least, Mario's page. So let me go over that information real quick if you want to contact them. And by the way, guys, check out Be United. They're missing persons. Their links are below. They're an absolutely awesome group that I'm friends with. So you guys hear me talk about them a lot. So this is their flyer that they made, but you will see their links below for their Facebook and their regular website. But if you have any information, contact Jacinto, Texas Police at 713-672-2455. And it's case number 19-003629. It also says TES case 20-2110. So if you know what that means, that might be relevant. I don't really understand that. I've never seen that before. Sorry about that. But he's 5'6", 238 pounds, according to the flyers. Date of birth, July 11th of 83. So it's my age. Very close. And he's 37 now, actually, she said. So it looks like we did lose Victoria. But we are finished there, guys. Thank you so much for joining, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I know that was kind of tough to see at the end there. I apologize, but I just feel like that's probably the most important part of the interview, because just imagine if let's say you did get in some trouble and you're like, you know what, I got to get away. I don't want to burden my mom. Seeing her like that is probably going to be what's like, I got to stop this. I got to call her.
All right, man. What comes from the heart? That's the most important.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. And again, this is one of my best friends. TES is Texas EquiSearch. Dave Wilson said, thank you, Dave. So yeah, please check them out, guys. Awesome group. All right. So I don't really have her on anymore, guys, so I can't answer any more of the questions. So put them in the comments below and I'll tell her to keep an eye on the video and to keep answering them. It also, like I was talking about engagement before, putting the comments, just like the likes, tells YouTube that people are enjoying this video, so they put it out to more people, and that's the goal, right? Get this in front of as many as possible, because someone always knows something, always. But all right, man, thank you for joining us, and thank you to the chat. We love yous. And you want to say bye, Ant, to everybody?
Have a great night. Thanks for having me. Let's get Mario home, and prayers out for Victoria. Absolutely. Let's bring Mario home, guys. I love yous. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And thanks for joining us. Oh, thank you to Toby, Melissa. Toby's great, guys. Pick Toby up real quick. Yeah, sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. Oh, did he leave? Go grab. Everyone wants to see Toby. I'll show him. What else? Was I going to do something else at the end here? Thank you to everyone who signed up for the Patreon, guys. You guys are amazing. And for the people who did super chats and stuff. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I don't like to dwell on that stuff. It's really uncomfortable, particularly with what I do. I don't want to be talking about that, but thank you for supporting the channel. So thank you to everybody who did. Everyone's always saying, say thank you to everyone. And here is the Topester. He is better. So everyone who saw his purple, look, it's not purple anymore. And other than he's always tired, he's doing good. He got his little Patriots thing here. Toby's camera shy, laughing, like I said. So yeah, he is good, guys. He's keeping strong. But we'll leave it there. So look at everybody. Toby, how's your dog? That's great haircut. He's so cute. Yeah, he loves you guys. You guys have made him like a little YouTube celebrity, so he's kind of getting a big head. So I didn't show him on camera because I don't want him to get too big of a head, right, buddy? But all right. Thanks, everyone. I don't want to drag this on too long. But thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for watching Jason Ebert Live. I will see you guys soon. Have a great night. I love you all. Bring Mario home. And thank you to Victoria. I will message you. I'm assuming she had tech issues or her phone probably died. All right, guys. Love you. Have a great night.